Tell us about it. You excited?
Yeah, it's finally here. Y'all see it? feels pretty exciting.
There's rumors that possibly people are going to boycott coming out to the concert series and support it because of Kaepernick. Are you hearing that? And if so, what's your response to it?
No, I didn't hear it. I don't know about it.
Okay, so I just told you. So what are your thoughts on that if people aren't going to come out?
I'm sure that, I've heard that before we even talked about this, I heard that they was going to do this before I was even involved. So I don't know if it has anything to do with me. I just think it's about the Super Bowl and the whole Kaepernick situation, period.
Are you happy with the turnout so far?
Huh?
Are you happy what you're seeing so far with the turnout?
Yeah. I mean, I just got here from Miami, and I'm just seeing, I'm driving, seeing this package out there. A lot of people out there.
So tell me why you got involved.
Because I'm from Atlanta. This is Atlanta. For the longest, Atlanta's been a city that I feel like the people of Atlanta didn't feel like we got the credit that other cities has gotten. We've been trying to be in the name of all the other major cities for as long as I've been living, I believe, and it just felt like why not take control of this and try to make Atlanta be what Atlanta's always wanted to be. I feel like people are missing the point as far as people that's living in Atlanta. This is about our city, and it's important for us to turn on for our city because we like I said, it's a place that's been wanting to be accepted for a long time. So that's why.
What kind of pride do you hope that Atlantans feel to have this incredible event here?
I think outside of all the controversy, that is one thing I've noticed is that the people of Atlanta are excited that the Super Bowl is in town. And you have older people than myself that unfortunately they're not even paying attention to all of the back and forth between the NFL and Kaepernick. They just paying attention to the fact that the excitement that's coming to the city. And if you walk around and you talk to people and you see people, I was out walking the day before, just walking live and just looking, and that's the vibe that you get on the streets. That the people they just happy that the Super Bowl is in Atlanta.
What do you want people to pay attention to?
That I want people to pay attention to just the fact that Atlanta is not the city that people think it is. It's a southern city, but the intimidation level is not in Atlanta that people probably think is here. The southern hospitality that we know is in this city definitely lives in this city, and you can feel it when you walk around. And the vibe and the history and the music. Last but not least, the music.
Is there an encouraging word for those who are like, oh, it's too cold, the impact of the weather to come out tonight and for the rest of the week?
We've seen Super Bowl in this city before, so let's not act like, this is something completely new. Super Bowl was here before, and it was freezing outside. And if I can recall, it was an ice storm, right? And people was out. The streets was packed. It was gridlocked. Atlanta comes out for whatever. If they want to have fun in Atlanta, they're going to come out. You're going to have people that stay home, but, it is what it is.
Can we talk a little bit about programming the acts who are performing and what challenges you had trying to fill these various nights?
Oh, my God. Jeez.
Especially since you're limited to Georgia, right?
Well, I have a record company called So Def, and, off top, initially, I'm guessing everybody would have thought that I would have tried to put all my artists on the thing. But like I said in the beginning, when I talked to everybody the first time, I wanted to make sure that I shared this experience with all of the artists of Atlanta or Georgia, period. So the difficulty was just trying to, who gets the slides. I think a lot of people weren't paying attention to the fact that all of the artists, country, EDM, R&B, and rap, I did all of that. Basically, so it all came from one selection of, with us selecting out of this one little situation. So that made it tough. It was a lot of artists that I wanted, that I felt like should be here, but at the same time, there's a lot of artists I felt like didn't get this chance that should have this opportunity. there's a lot of artists in Atlanta that get more spotlight than a lot of others. So I just felt like spotlighting some of the ones that don't get that light.
J-Day, can you talk to us about, we now know, of course, who will be in the Super Bowl, the Los Angeles Rams, New England Patriots. So those are two marquee markets in Boston, New England, and then Los Angeles. Have you had any celebrity friends in either one of the areas reaching out to you, asking to be involved in what you have going on? And do you have a particular pick on who may win the Super Bowl, the Rams or the Patriots?
No, I haven't. I mean, nobody called me at this point, but I don't know. You know, I feel like, as a real football fan, and just to say what I think about football, I don't know who can guard. I don't know if the Rams have safeties big enough to guard the Patriots. I just don't. Do you?
They have the talent up front. They don't have the secondary, maybe, but if they can get
That's
the
what
time
matters.
in.
If you got a guy that can catch the ball over two people, we got a problem.
I dig that, Gronkowski.
That's all I'm trying to tell you. All right.
You know, Jermaine, you know, there's a lot of people that, I saw some posts where people were kind of like rooting for the Rams because obviously, you know, the Saints and the Falcons, you know, it's like, you know, it's a rivalry thing. Obviously, you being a Falcons fan and, you know, the Saints not here, everybody call them the Aints. Just where do you see this Super Bowl going? And, you know, obviously there's a lot of Falcon fans that are kind of excited.
All Falcons fans, not to cut you off, all Falcon fans are Rams fans this week. That's definitely.
So all of them are Falcons
Yeah,
fans.
all
That's
Falcons
who they're
fans are
rooting
Rams fans.
That's
100%.
because it's a rivalry thing. You don't care.
That's what I feel on the streets. All the Falcons fans are Rams fans. Definitely.
So are you rooting for the Rams?
That's a hard. I just told you it's hard. I mean, I think the Rams are a great team, and if they run the ball like they did on the Cowboys, and they're successful, they got a chance. That's all. That's all I can tell you. But the last game that they played against the Saints, he ain't run the ball like that. You know what I mean? And he said he didn't run the ball. He had a terrible game. So we got to see what happens. Anything can happen on that Sunday.
I'm guessing you'll be there at the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Who are you bringing with you?
I don't know. My mom was a big football fan.
Does she live in Atlanta?
Yeah.
How old's your mom?
Don't ask me that.
We're going to say she's just young.
You can't if I tell my mother's age, she'll be mad.
Okay.
Let me ask you this question. Personally, what are you most excited about for this week?
Tonight, the SOS band. It took me the longest to close the SOS band, for whatever reasons. But that's the one that I wanted because when I first started in the music, and when I was little, my dad used to work for the SOS band, so I used to go to their rehearsals as a kid, and for me, it comes full circle if I get an opportunity to give them a chance to perform that live. So I'm excited to see them perform.
Any chance of any surprise guests that aren't on the roster?
Of course.
Like who?
I can't tell you what I'm saying. I already know that it's, and I just haven't told them, everybody in here, so they gonna get a headache. Because it's hard to get the people on the stage because of credentials, but there's a lot of artists that's trying to just pop out.
Every night or certain nights of the week of the shows? Or?
Yeah, Monday night definitely, and then Saturday night. There's a lot of artists that's performing like JD. I'm bringing da. I'm like, oh my god. Anyway, yeah.
What are some marquee spots you would tell visitors and tourists who are coming down for the Super Bowl to check out here in Atlanta?
The Civil Rights Museum for one, and I say that because I went there just a few days ago for my first time, and I learned the history of Atlanta that I didn't know. And me living in the city, I didn't know a lot of stuff that I've learned in that place. So I think it's interesting that important that people go there so that they can learn why this city is as strong as it is. That's what it tells. It's not even about black history. It's about the strength of Atlanta and why it's strong like that. It's inside that Civil Rights Museum.
Piggybacking off of what he just said, what you mentioned Atlanta's very southern hospitality. what would you say like some favorite hot spots to eat? You know, Atlanta has all the good, you know, type of food and drinks and stuff like that. What are some of your favorite spots that you recommend visitors coming to the city?
I mean, well, I've been vegan for over 10 years, so I probably can't tell you that.
Even some of the vegan people. You know.
Vegan spots on Peachtree is a place called Cafe Sunflower. That, you know, that's right around the corner. That's my favorite spot. Then there's another one over by Piedmont Park, a Chinese place called Green Sprout. Then Soul Vegetarian, the West End, 5 Points. It's a lot of places depending on what your appetite's for. Waffle House right here on the corner. They definitely want Waffle House. I'm telling you, people coming out here, they immediately want to go to Waffle House. Yeah.
Gladys Knight will be singing the national anthem, of course. Then we know the Big Boy has been added to the halftime performance. With the likes of yourself doing what you're doing for Super Bowl Live, can you just reiterate how great and how dope it is that the NFL actually reached in and have talent from Atlanta, homegrown talent?
I don't know if I can give the NFL credit for that. You know what I mean? I don't know if that was what was happening, because if that was, it should have happened from the beginning. But I feel like it's important that these people are a part of this. That's been the gripes and moans from the people of the city. I feel like one of the things that people don't address is when we have boycotts or you have people trying to protest things, what's the answers for us? You know what I mean? Like, what's the answers for a person like Gladys Knight? You know what I mean? Like, what, you know, it feels like sometimes people look at entertainers like they just supposed to give up what they do, and that's part of your, you know, job, right? I think the first time we talked about this, I asked people about Eric Reed still playing football every Sunday and being Kaepernick's man, and people tell me, "Oh, JD, he got to take care of his family." So what about Gladys Knight? Even though, you know, you're not supposed to you don't get paid for doing Super Bowl, but I'm just saying, still, she's an entertainer. That's what she does, right? That's what Big Boy does. Eric Reed plays football. That's what he does. And everybody seemed to understand why he still played and still supporting Kaepernick, right? So I'm confused on that part, because if everybody cool with Eric Reed doing what he's doing, I don't understand why everybody's so mad about somebody performing for Super Bowl if that's what your job is. That's all I got to say. I don't know. Somebody answer that question for me, and then I'll have a better understanding.
Monday night is the big night, of course. Goody Mob will be out. We'll have DJ Holiday and friends, yourself. How early would you tell people to be down there, and what can we expect? Are you going to pull a lot of tricks out of your bag, or will it just be welcome to Atlanta?
I don't, you know. Well, I mean, that the DJ Holiday set is going to be crazy. Just period. You know what I mean? It's just without even tricks out the bag. I mean, I'm added to that, but it's still gonna be a crazy set. He got every, you know, we figured out a way to make sure every hot record that you've ever heard come from this city will be performed on that stage. So, you know, you just gotta see it. But like I said, even him, he talking about other people he gonna bring, and I'm like, oh my God, you know. So
Just give us come on, just a little tinge of who's gonna come.
I've been trying to like tell him no. You know, it's you know, it's hip hop. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But you just gotta be there.
Now, speaking of the different genres, how hard was it to pull together folks from that would appeal to everyone, not just a young millennial hip hop crowd, or not just a 50-something country crowd? Like, talk about that.
Well, I mean, you want that. You want the 50-something country crowd. You want the millennials. You want that. That's what this is about. It's outside. It's free, and it's a family event. So you know, you think the ages are just like that. You know what I'm saying? So that was the hard part, to make sure that it was like that, and not to make it where it wasn't just like one age. It had to be stretched. So I just think, like tonight, even to have Pastor Troy and SOS on the same stage, that's a big gap. There's some people that don't even know who, you know, SOS band that listen to SOS, they might not even know who Pastor Troy is. And people that listen to Pastor Troy might have heard SOS, but they probably never seen him do a show before. So that was the thing, just try to make sure that we made it well-rounded. And I think we did a pretty good job.
We're just entering an intense period now, Super Bowl, everything, and then it'll go away, you know? What do you want the Super Bowl's impact to be here in Atlanta and on Atlantans?
Like I said, I just want to make sure that people leave feeling like Atlanta is finally here. Like I said, I've been screaming this for the longest. When I made Welcome to Atlanta, I felt like Atlanta still was not being accepted by the world. I was scared when I made the song because I'm like, they ain't gonna sing this in LA, they ain't gonna sing this in New York. But then I kept saying, why are we cool with singing Frank Sinatra records in Atlanta? And why are we cool with singing We Love LA in Atlanta? Well, it gotta be something where we could do the exact same thing. So I just felt like, I feel like when people leave, you're gonna have a lot of people that stay, like I said before, and a lot of people just talking about how nice the city is and they want to come back. I think this is the first time that any Super Bowl that they wrap the stadium. Am I correct? Right? Yeah, we doing stuff they ain't never did in any other Super Bowl. It's a full wrap around the stadium. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They never did that before.
When you say some people won't leave, do you mean people will move here?
100%. Yeah. If you and Welcome to Atlanta, I say that people have been doing that. Once they come here, they move out here. You know what I mean? That's what Atlanta does. When you come here, you see how, you know, besides it being cold, what else is? Why wouldn't you want to stay here?
As you just mentioned,
the traffic don't say. Yeah. Well, I mean,
as you just mentioned, the Benz has been wrapped. A lot of the activity that's taking place here in downtown Atlanta, so downtown Atlanta will be highlighted. Can you talk to me just about how great our leaders are, Mayor Bottoms, the leaders that have come before her, to be able to handle what's coming down here? All of our State Farm Arena will be included in what's going on. NFL Open tonight, of course, Mercedes-Benz having Centennial Park, the Ferris wheels, of course, is wrapped with different football teams. So Atlanta's prepared for this. Can you talk about our civic leaders and how they've done a great job setting Atlanta up for this moment?
Yeah, I mean, I had an opportunity to go to New York and ring the bell at Stock Exchange with Roger Goodell and the mayor and there was a whole lot of people there. But the energy behind this Super Bowl, like I said, it's really about the emergence of this city, and making sure this city looks and feels, I guess, the way that everyone has ever felt when they come to Atlanta. Like when I hear people talk about Atlanta, even there, they was talking about the city as opposed to Super Bowl. It wasn't even really about the game. It's just about, you know, loving this city and coming here and saying, I want to return. Roger said something about when they had Super Bowl here, the feeling was that they wanted to bring Super Bowl. They wanted to hurry up and bring Super Bowl back to Atlanta. So I just feel like it's, you know, everybody's putting on for the city. Like I said, the energy in the city is everybody's happy about the city for a celebration.
We'll see that some of the clubs will be taking it back to older Atlanta days. You'll have Magic City Blue Flame. They're open till 4 a.m. Do you think visitors will be able to get a taste of what Atlanta once was on the entertainment scene, having those clubs open all night?
A little bit. A little bit. The time that's not going to do what you're talking about, but a little bit. I mean, you know, a little bit, yeah, definitely.
We have time for one more. Now, speaking on you performing Welcome to Atlanta on that stage, are you going to throw in a mix or a mashup of the New Atlanta? With me being a part of the New Atlanta, will you have that mashup going on?
Nah, probably not.
No, you don't think so?
Nah.
It was a hit. It was a hit, just like the first one.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I just I feel like the song was made to stick as a theme song for the city, and I think that when you start messing with that, it gets away from what the intentions of what it was made for in the beginning, and that's that. You know.
You want to say anything else?
I hope y'all have a good time, all of y'all. I know y'all gonna be working, but I hope y'all have a good time too.
Thank you.